You can have it all. Great pay, awesome benefits, a flexible schedule, the chance to grow. At Cox, we're recruiting auto and diesel technicians to join our Mannheim and Fleet Services teams. If you're ready for a new job and want to experience an award-winning workplace, drive your career forward with us. Visit cox.career/autotech to learn more. That's cox.career/autotech.
The most wonderful time of the year. Although, let's be honest, around the holidays, things really add up. But here's the good news. Only at Verizon, you can get a single line for $50 per month when you switch and bring your phone. So, while ice skating for two is definitely costing more, here at Verizon, you can save. Gifts for your third cousins? Steep. A single line with Verizon? Not so steep. A real tree? Pricey. A single line with Verizon? Less pricey. Flights to see Mima and Pops? Those are up. A $50 per month single line? That's down. Even a trip to the Atlanta Holiday Market will cost you more. But with Verizon, you can switch and bring your phone for just $50 per month for a single line on unlimited welcome, with autopay plus taxes and fees. All this to say, during the holiday season, when everything is costing more, you can get more for less right now at a local Verizon store. $15 monthly promo credits applied over 36 months with a new line on unlimited welcome. In times of congestion, unlimited 5G, 4G LTE may be temporarily slower than other traffic. Domestic data roaming at 2G speeds. Additional terms apply.
Celebrity voice impersonation not an endorsement. Why go to a single furniture store when you can go to Big Sandy Superstore? Shop and compare America's top 5 mattress brands, plus Nectar and Purple. And choose from over 22,000 in-stock appliances from the top brands at the guaranteed lowest price. Or furnish the room of your dreams with a large selection of American-built furniture. With financing plans for just about anyone, there's nowhere else quite like it. Big Sandy Superstore.
This is the smell of a warm 3-day-old egg salad sandwich in a wimpy trash bag.
Wimpy, wimpy, wimpy!
Blech. And this is the smell of that same sandwich in a hefty, ultra-strong trash bag with new Fabuloso lemon scent.
Hefty, hefty, hefty!
Smell the difference? When life gives you stinky, get Hefty Ultra Strong with new Fabuloso lemon scent. It smells like clean, freshly picked lemons. So no matter what's inside your trash, you can stop the stink and smell the lemon.
Hello, good morning, angels, and welcome back to Morning Ray. I'm your host, Lan or Alana, and today's episode, we have my best friend, Steph Robinson. She is a holistic nutritionist. She specializes in healing your acne from the inside out, gut health, and balancing female hormones. We talk about so many amazing things on today's episode, everything from the 10 things she does in her morning routine as a nutritionist. We speak about nature's Ozempic, Berberine. We kind of debunk that whole truth. Coffee, when you should have it, with food, after food, before food, how that can impact your body, balancing your blood sugars, all of that. So I'm super excited to bring Steph on. And yeah, let's bring Steph on to Morning Ray. If you're anything like me, you're skincare obsessed. You love doing your skincare. It is a must, a non-negotiable, and that is why I love Ritual's new Hyacera. It contains 2 of the best clinically studied ingredients shown to help minimize wrinkles and hydrate skins, all in one daily capsule. Reduce wrinkles and fine lines with clinically studied Ceratique, a plant-based oil from France, and promote hydrated skin with clinically studied Hyabest, a lower molecule weight hyaluronic acid from Japan. You'll see results in 90 days with the ingredients included at their clinically studied doses. Enhance your skincare from the inside out with one daily capsule that honestly tastes amazing. It tastes like vanilla. Like, why not? It's made traceable, non-GMO, vegan, gluten-free, soy-free, no artificial colorants, and third-party tested for heavy metals and microbes, which you know are super important when it comes to your supplements. Aging like fine wine, addressing fine lines, and making your skincare a little simpler every day, Hyacera from Ritual is a skin supplement you can actually trust. Ritual is offering my listeners 20% off during your first month. Visit ritual.com/Alana to start Ritual or add Hyacera to your lineup today. That's ritual.com/Alana, ALLANA. Thank you, Ritual, for sponsoring today's episode of Morning Ray. I'm here with my best friend, Steph Robinson. Welcome to Morning Ray.
Hi, I'm so excited.
We've been talking about this nonstop. As you guys know, Steph and I have spent so much time traveling together over the past few months, and she's moved away from me. She moved to LA in March, was it?
Yeah, end of March.
Yeah, so Steph,
Crazy.
for those who don't know you, who are you, where are you from, and what is your zodiac sign?
Oh, I love this. My name's Steph Robinson. I'm a holistic nutritionist. I'm from a little town outside of Toronto, but I lived in Toronto for 7 years. And as Alana said, I just recently moved to LA, and my zodiac sign is a Scorpio.
I don't know why I don't forgot what sign you were, but I think
What?
you're like my only obviously I know when your birthday is, but you're my only Scorpio friend, I think.
Yeah, I feel like I'm not really a Scorpio. My rising is a Leo.
I was gonna say you give me Leo energy.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. That's what a lot of people say. They're like, whoa, you're a Scorpio? That's crazy. But then sometimes in certain situations it comes out and then, yeah.
I love. So, Steph, as she said, is a holistic nutritionist. She shares a lot of her tips and tricks on socials like Instagram and TikTok. I love Steph's recipes, especially I think it was the dill Greek turkey meatballs or something. I made them a million times. But why don't you share with our listeners a little bit more about your practice and approach just so they can get to know you even more?
Yeah, so I struggled with really bad skin and digestion issues for years and years and years. It's kind of started when I was 13 years old. I had really bad acne, and that's kind of what got me into this space. I've always been really obsessed with cooking. Me and my mom used to cook every Friday night together, and we would pick out recipes from like those free magazines at the grocery store. And so I've always really loved cooking, and I went to a naturopath when I was 14, I believe, and my eyes completely opened to a whole different world of natural ways of healing because before that I went to a dermatologist and the doctor and they put me on birth control and all of these crazy drying creams and things like that. So my eyes were really opened and it was so fascinating and interesting to me. I love learning and I really love the holistic natural approach and the way I saw results that were actually attainable long term and really effective and just made me feel amazing, really inspired me to help other people. I love talking to people as well. So it kind of was just everything that I love in one thing. But yeah, that's a little bit about what I do. And right now I work with clients one-on-one, mainly skin and digestion focused. And then I post quick and easy recipes that align with that.
Yeah, and like Steph's recipes are great. They're super delicious. It's not like your boring chicken broccoli rice recipe or something
No.
super complex where it has a million one ingredients. They're really easy to follow. They make you feel good. There's so many benefits from them. She just makes eating and living a healthy lifestyle more attainable and more approachable to like someone who's maybe new to it. But that leads me into what I'd love to discuss with you today, Steph, is what are the 10 things you do as a nutritionist before 10 a.m.? The listeners know I'm a big fan of a morning routine. I think it starts and sets the tone for your day. So I'd love to know, what are the 10 things you specifically do with your knowledge and education to set yourself up for success in all capacities?
Okay, so my morning routine when I'm at home is very crazy. And
I know.
I get really into it, but I try and focus on not just nutrition or not just working out. I focus on the whole picture. So mindset, relationships with people, like I'm not the most spiritual person, but just like having a positive mindset and saying good things to yourself throughout the day. So first thing I do when I wake up is I love mornings so much. I feel like it's the best time of day. I love being awake before anyone and just the calm peacefulness is so good. So I try not to look at my phone when I wake up. And I really try not to. At least for the first 10 to 30 minutes. Some days are harder than others, but I try not to look at my phone. Reason being is I feel like I just want control over my thoughts. For the first thoughts that come into my mind, I don't want it to be a random Instagram notification that could potentially just be toxic or negative or whatever it might be. I just want positivity as the first thing that I'm consuming in the morning. So I try not to look at my phone. I open my blinds. Actually, I don't even sleep with them closed, but if they are closed, I open the blinds. I let that sunshine in. And then I go into my kitchen. I have this like mushroom tincture that I have. It's lion's mane, and then I have a cordyceps one, and that's really good for energy and brain health. It's really good for focus as well. So I take that. I normally do athletic greens or bone broth, and then what else do I do? My lemon water with apple cider vinegar with a straw. I call it my gut healing water. And then I'll drink that, and then I'll start a meditation slash stretch. I kind of try and do two things at once. So I do my meditation with my stretch. And then I honestly just start, I sound like crazy saying this. I feel like I sound like delusional, but I just start saying all of these positive things to myself. Like, this day is going to be amazing. If a negative thought comes into my mind, I just switch it to a positive one immediately. I just like having that really, really good energy in the morning. Depending on my day, I try and get outside first thing and get in sunshine. It's so good for circadian rhythm and just have fresh air. Even for 5 minutes, it can be so impactful. And then after that, I'll kind of just start diving into work, emails, clients. I work best in the morning. I don't know if anyone or if you've heard about your, what's it called? Oh my gosh, your chronotype,
No.
where, oh my gosh, okay,
What
this
is that?
so interesting. I just posted on my story, but your chronotype means you should do this like little test. You'll probably already know. I feel like I already know you. I'm a lion, so basically that means what hours you function optimally during the day, like what times you should do work that requires the most like brain function, basically. So for me, that's really, really early in the morning. I can focus my best. I have the most energy. Like, my brain is just functioning at high speed. And then later in the day, I'm so not a night owl. Like, I can't think if it's past 9 o'clock. So
Could I be both?
honestly, yeah. I mean, I've really just looked at the lion one, but I think they're 4 or 5. But yeah, it's really interesting to look at that because that's really helped me just even schedule in what time am I working out, everything like that. So typically I wake up at 5:30 a.m. and then I do work until like 10, and then I have a workout. Working out for me, my relationship with working out has completely changed over time. And I think that has been really impactful for me, just doing the right type of workout and just having the right mindset with working out, even just for my body and the stress in my body and everything like that too. So I love doing lower impact workouts or strength training style workouts, and also just walking. I try and move at least for like 20 to 30 minutes each day if it feels good, but that could literally just be a stretch or a walk. What else do I do? Oh, I always have a savory breakfast in the morning. And something else is I try my best. Sometimes it's hard when you're traveling and things like that, but I try my best to have food with coffee, or I'll do like my bone broth or greens or some sort of thing. I just, not having it on an empty stomach is so effective for your gut, your skin, your energy levels, your hormones, everything. If you do it for a week, I promise you, you're going to be like, wow, I feel so different. The first couple days are pretty hard, but once you actually do it, it's insane how you feel. So I know you love your coffee, and I am obsessed with coffee. The smell, the ritual, it's just, I don't know if I could ever give it up, but I do have some coffee rules just for skin and gut health and energy levels and everything like that. So I can explain those if you'd like.
Yeah, no, let's dive into that. I've actually seen a lot of people debating this coffee with food or coffee after food
Really?
concept on TikTok. Someone, I can't remember what her credentials were, so like obviously I don't know if this is like legit, but she was saying how there's actually no research that it spikes your cortisol or can have these negative impacts that a lot of people are saying. But I think it's just like, again, I think it's bio individuality. Like everyone's body is impacted differently, and we also become used to this own sense of normal. Like I know I don't get shaky if I have coffee with milk in it, but if I were to have like on an empty stomach, but if I were to have a cold brew or a black Americano or something without any fat added into it, then I'm definitely like, I feel the caffeine hit me, and it's definitely like I get that crash. I feel jittery. I feel anxious. But if there's a healthy fat in there, like full fat milk or nut milk, I'm fine.
Yeah, that is definitely, if you're just starting out, that's a good place to start, just by having something with a higher fat content for sure. And also, coffee ultimately does dehydrate you. So just having a lot of water beforehand is also helpful. But yeah, in regards to that, I think the best thing is just listen to how you feel and listen to your own body, because everyone is very different. If someone's super anxious, or just even they have like brain fog and a scattery brain, then I would probably not suggest it. But if you're struggling with hormones and things like that, I have heard that it doesn't impact anything. But I don't know. I disagree, to be honest. I think everyone that does kind of make that shift does see a significant results. But it kind of, I think ultimately just listen to your body and listen to how you feel. But anyways, my coffee tips, I know it works for me just having it with food. I always feel so much better, or after food. And realistically, we shouldn't be reliant on coffee for energy, which I just find so many women, they have their coffee in the morning without food, and then they kind of use it as a meal replacement.
Mm-hmm.
And then they have their meal at like 2 or 3 o'clock, because you're not going to really feel hungry if you're having like a lot of milk and sugar. Like you're kind of just, obviously you shouldn't do that by any means, but it's kind of in your mind, you're just like replacing it as a meal, maybe not even intentionally. So that's one issue I kind of really have as well. And then you're starving by 3 o'clock and your energy levels are so low. And sometimes people will reach for another coffee at 1 or 2 o'clock. And then it's just a kind of a recipe for disaster.
Mm-hmm.
So what I suggest is waiting 1.5 hours to 2 hours to have your first cup of coffee, just for your cortisol levels to balance out in the morning. And not, basically when we wake up, we're in a chill, relaxed state for the most part, if you're just without all of the world's things and everything like that.
Mm-hmm.
We're in a relaxed state. And then you have coffee. It spikes your cortisol. Sorry to this lady on TikTok that says it doesn't, but it does. It gives you that burst of energy. Like it is giving you that really crazy energy. And then we're kind of going to have a crash throughout the day. So just waiting 1.5 to 2 hours so our cortisol level is leveled out and everything after waking up, and then having it with food, after food, having lots of liquids before, because as I said, it dehydrates us. And then I would suggest not having coffee past 12 o'clock, just for sleep and energy and everything like that as well. And as you said, put it in like a higher fat content milk in it. So like a nut milk. I love coconut milk so much. And just being mindful also, obviously, if you're out and you want a vanilla latte or something like that, that's totally fine. But just not making a habit of having like a really, really sugary drink first thing in the morning, and just being mindful of that as best as you can while you're at home.
Yeah, I also find that if you wake up and have coffee instantly and you're relying on that to be your energy source, your body's going to be craving it. And then you can't like wake up and be energized on your own. It's addictive. Like your body becomes like reliant on it. Or even like people that are like, I can have 20 shots of espresso in a day and I'm fine. Like it doesn't affect me. Like, no, it does affect you. You've just like learned how to deal and live your life with that amount of caffeine in your system.
Yeah. And for me, the biggest change was honestly my skin. When I was drinking coffee, I think I was having maybe 2, maybe 3 coffees a day at one point, and my lifestyle was very different. But I was so reliant on it for energy, and I didn't even realize. But if you're having a lot of acne on the temples of your head, like near towards the outer corners of your eyebrows and little tiny dots, that's a good sign that you are over consuming caffeine and it's really affecting you. So if you kind of feel that way, or even just your skin looks dehydrated and dull and just
being super busy can make it really easy to fall into a dinner time recipe rut, or even with your lunches. Any meal, honestly, can get you into a rut, especially with a busy schedule this fall. You can keep mealtime exciting with over 40 recipes to choose from every single week, so there's always something delicious to discover with HelloFresh. It's truly, I feel like my list of things to buy, to do, activities that involve spending money is never ending around the holidays, making the idea of investing and saving and thinking about your future to be a little bit more challenging, a little bit more overwhelming. Acorns makes it easy to start automatically saving and investing for you, your kids, and your retirement, even during the holidays. You don't need to be an expert. Acorns will recommend a diversified portfolio that matches you. You don't need a ton of time. You can create your Acorns account and start automatically investing your money in just 5 minutes. You don't need to be rich. Acorns lets you get started with the spare money you've got right now. That could be $5 a day or even just your spare change. That's right, Acorns can round every purchase you make up to the dollar and automatically invest your spare change for you. And you can get bonus investments just for buying the stuff you need from the brands you love. I personally love Acorns. It's simplified the investment process, which can be overwhelming and intimidating, but it just makes it so simple, so easy, and something more accessible no matter how much money you have to invest. Head to acorns.com/Alana or download the Acorns app to start saving and investing for your future today. Paid non-client endorsement. Compensation provides incentive to positively promote Acorns. Investing involves risk. Acorns Advisors LLC, an SEC registered investment advisor. View important disclosures at acorns.com/Alana. I'm super excited about today's sponsor. They've sponsored the podcast before, and this is a topic I'm super passionate about. I fear that us as girls struggle with PMS far more than we should, and we really shouldn't. I truly get the worst PMS symptoms. My boobs are sensitive, my face breaks out, my sugar controllings are out of whack. I feel like I'm just a bottomless pit. My mood is not the vibe, and Estro Control has been super helpful in helping manage those PMS symptoms and making that time of the month a lot more enjoyable. Estro Control is a formula developed by Happy Mammoth, a supplement company dedicated to making women's lives easier. Say no more. Estro Control contains science-backed herbal extracts that help support hormonal health, especially if you are someone like myself who struggles with PMS. It was created to help women feel like themselves all month long and to not struggle with the feelings PMS can cause. For a limited time, you can get 15% off your entire first order at happymammoth.com. Just use the code Alana at checkout. That's happymammoth.com and use the code Alana for 15% off today.
You can have it all. Great pay, awesome benefits, a flexible schedule, the chance to grow. At Cox, we're recruiting auto and diesel technicians to join our Mannheim and Fleet Services teams. If you're ready for a new job and want to experience an award-winning workplace, drive your career forward with us. Visit cox.career/autotech to learn more. That's cox.career/autotech.
a no-brainer. It does all the shopping and meal planning for you. Ingredients arrive at your doorstep, pre-proportioned and ready to cook, along with pictured step-by-step recipe cards. It's never been easier. I personally love HelloFresh as a way to get exposure to new recipes, make my life a bit easier as a busy 20-year-old in the city. And I love that it's worry-free, it's super easy, it's convenient, and gets delivered straight to my door. Go to hellofresh.com/50ray and use code 50ray for 50% off plus free shipping. That's hellofresh.com/50RAE and use code 50ray 50RAE for 50% off plus free shipping. HelloFresh is America's #1 meal kit, and thank you for sponsoring today's episode of Morning Ray.
Celebrity voice impersonation not an endorsement. Why go to a single furniture store when you can go to Big Sandy Superstore? Shop and compare America's top 5 mattress brands, plus Nectar and Purple. And choose from over 22,000 in-stock appliances from the top brands at the guaranteed lowest price. Or furnish the room of your dreams with a large selection of American-built furniture. With financing plans for just about anyone, there's nowhere else quite like it. Big Sandy Superstore.
Judy was boring.
Hello.
Then Judy discovered ChumbaCasino.com.
It's my little escape.
Now Judy's the life of the party.
Oh, baby, mama's bringing home the bacon.
Whoa, take it easy, Judy. The Chumba life is for everybody. So go to ChumbaCasino.com and play over 100 casino-style games. Join today and play for free for your chance to redeem some serious prizes. ChumbaCasino.com. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
Not plump and glowy, that's kind of a good sign that you're overdoing caffeine.
Yeah, I've heard that. I've heard about the bumps or the breakouts on your temples and up to your forehead from too much caffeine. Thankfully, I don't have that, so I guess I'm not having too much caffeine. Sometimes I do.
Your skin is so good.
So is yours.
Finally, after 10 years of horrible acne, we have made it.
Let's talk a little bit more about your breakfast. How do you set up yourself for success with balancing hormones and eating for clear skin and just overall like good gut health and feeling good? Like, what does your breakfast look like? You mentioned you have a savory breakfast, so maybe explain that a bit more to the listeners.
Yeah, so I always start my day with a savory breakfast. I try and get in like 30 to 40 grams of protein at breakfast. It depends on your body weight and everything. Obviously, I won't be consuming the same amount of protein as a male that's like 6'5" or something like that. So I try and get in a lot of protein. And my whole thing is just balancing out your blood sugar, and that honestly will set you up for the most amount of success for inflammation, skin health, hormones, energy levels, and also gut health. So I try and focus on having 3 whole meals a day and not snacking constantly throughout the day, just really focusing on those nourishing meals. So normally for breakfast, I'll have eggs with avocado, spinach, maybe like I do this like sweet potato toast with avocado and egg on it, which is so good.
It is really good.
Yeah, I made it for you. So I really like that. So I always try and focus on getting protein, healthy fats, greens, and fiber on my plate, and then slow burning carbs as well. Or I'll have a smoothie. Honestly, a smoothie for me is the easiest thing because it takes the least amount of time. I normally keep everything in these bags in my freezer. So I'll just put those, like the spinach, the fruit, whatever healthy fat I'm having, I put it in a bag and then I just throw it in the blender, add in protein powder and then my liquid, and it's so quick and easy. And it's really easy to get in everything with a smoothie. I love them, especially in the summer. They're so good. So yeah, that's kind of what I focus on. This savory start is really effective because it actually keeps you full for 4 to 5 hours. After eating, we shouldn't feel hungry an hour later. We should actually feel full for a good period of time. And for optimal digestion and gut health, if we're constantly just feeding our body and snacking throughout the day, 30 minutes after we eat, we grab another snack, whatever, that whole routine, our body doesn't really have time to digest that food and just work through everything and detoxify and the whole thing. Our body naturally does all those things, but we need to give it that time to do it. So I really try and focus on that. And then for energy levels, if we're eating, let's just say we have pancakes with maple syrup and a bunch of fruit on top of it, that's obviously a really high glucose breakfast. What's going to happen is our blood sugar is going to spike an insane amount, and then it's going to crash. And on that crash, we're going to have cravings, we're going to have low energy. That's when you're going to feel like, oh my gosh, do I need a nap? Do I need a coffee? Do I need food? Like, you need something to pick you up. And over time, if we consistently keep doing that, our inflammation levels are just going to rise and we're just not going to feel like our best self. So that's really what I try and focus on. Also, the whole mental aspect is insane when it comes to just fueling your body properly. You'll have really clear thoughts. You'll feel so focused and energized and not anxious and jittery, all of those things. It really is so effective.
Yeah, I can confirm, like, I definitely grew up always having like super like sugary, not well balanced meals, and like it's okay to have these things from time to time, but I've just noticed like the difference in my ability to think clearer and work more productively and like at a higher level when I have a balanced meal and have a savory start to my day. It's drastic. Like, you don't realize how much all these little habits really add up and can impact you both physically and mentally.
Yeah, that's one thing I really, really try and teach my clients, because I just adding in tiny habits, like doing the little coffee thing and having a savory breakfast and waiting 4 hours between meals. All of those little things make the whole picture so amazing and beautiful. But if we think in a way of just being so drastic and making such crazy changes that are so overwhelming and unattainable, well, you really won't see results. So I try and teach my clients just doing 3 little tiny habits each week, and not each week, like whenever we meet, we kind of build off of them over time, but each time I meet with them, we kind of do 3 little mini micro things, and you actually see results with time. You have to be patient, and you just have to be in the right mindset, I really think. It's more so about adding in those really positive, amazing things rather than cutting out so many things and depriving yourself and feeling unhappy.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's called like crowding out, like the crowding out method. You add a bunch of like good things into your life. So say like drinking more water, adding more leafy greens to your meals, getting more movement and being more mindful, and eventually all these good habits that you're adding in and these mindsets crowd out the bad or not so great habits that you were doing before, because there's simply no time to do them or for them to consume your headspace. We actually spoke a lot about like the small habits with Shelby on last week's episode of the podcast. So if you haven't listened to that, go listen once you're done to this one with Steph. But it's crazy that like more than one person says like don't try to like just change a million and one things at once. It's not going to work. I've said it before. Shelby said it. Steph is now saying it. Like, really focus on these like small little habits, because these small habits add up and lead to greater changes in your life. It's a ripple effect.
Yeah. And also, I think for women especially, they think, okay, is this diet going to work? Or all of these just like trending things. They're trying to find the next like fix kind of that's going to be like super effective, but there isn't that. There's no like secret magic pill or anything like that. You ultimately need to listen to your body and focus on the science behind things, focus on the mentality, and just not hopping on all those trends, I think will be the most effective thing long term for anyone.
Yeah, 100%. Speaking of pills, sugar balancing, trends, I want to debunk the Nature's Ozempic, Berberine, I feel like there's a lot of talk and a lot of noise about it on TikTok, and there's a lot of misconceptions surrounding it. So since I have you here and because we've spoken about it quite a bit, I'd love to hear your take about like what's going online about this conversation surrounding Berberine and how to safely implement it or who it would be for actually, as opposed to just self-diagnosing yourself that you need it.
Yeah. Okay. So very interesting. First off, I would say if you're going to take anything like berberine or any supplement like that, talk to someone that's professional that knows what they're talking about. Don't listen to TikTok. Okay, so the thing is, that is honestly false that berberine is nature's Ozempic. I can understand why people might think that, but basically Ozempic is going to cause you to lose your appetite. And it has so many crazy other effects, but that's the main one, and that's why people are losing weight. You will lose weight if you take Ozempic. The thing with berberine is it doesn't cause you to lose your appetite. It doesn't make you not want to eat, or you're not disgusted by food or anything like that people feel on Ozempic. You will, however, have your blood sugar will balance out, so you might not have the same type of cravings just because your blood sugar will be level. That's basically what it's going to do. In short, that's kind of the gist of things. So someone that I would recommend, I guess, if I were to recommend it, which I have had a lot of clients take it. It's in a lot of gut health supplements. It's in a lot of hormone balancing supplements. It's just there's typically lower doses of it. So anyone that's struggling with PCOS or insulin resistance or any sort of gut issue, typically you'll typically see that being recommended in some form of supplement. So yeah, I have taken it. And I haven't taken it by itself, but when I was dealing with all of my gut issues, it was in one of my like liver health supplements. And one thing I would say is you shouldn't be taking it for a really prolonged period of time. So you don't want to take it for longer than, I would say, like 5 to 6 months, because then it can start having reverse effects. And the thing is with berberine, if you're just taking it just because you want to balance out your blood sugar, there's also so many other ways of doing that rather than taking like a supplement. There's nothing really wrong with berberine. You're not going to feel like really, really crazy negative side effects from it, but you can just eat like a balanced diet and see the same results, to be honest. So yeah, that's kind of what I would say in regards to that. But berberine and Ozempic are not the same at all.
Yeah. That's what I've learned from my research as well. I think people like to brand things and get clickbaity with stuff on TikTok. At the end of the day, supplements are supplements. They're additional to your diet and your lifestyle and everything. Like, it shouldn't be the core of it 100% of the time. Like, they can add into your life, but that shouldn't be like your entire thing. Like, don't just like think that taking, or even if you were to go get Ozempic, like, you need to have the skills in place in order to live a healthy lifestyle. Otherwise, the moment you stop taking Ozempic, like, you're going to gain back that weight because you don't have the habits in place.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing with supplements too. It's not really sustainable super, super long term. It can definitely be helpful and kind of like a little tool, but I feel like food first always before diving into a supplement like that.
Yeah, agreed. Because like also you don't want to like protein powder. Like, I remember I used to literally like abuse protein powder and have it in every single meal instead of just like going and having eggs or chicken or Greek yogurt, like food from like getting protein from the real source as opposed to like this highly processed powder. Like, there's so many ways that you can get what your body needs in a more natural way.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay. Well, I always like to keep these episodes short and sweet, but before we go, Steph, I'd love if you could leave the listeners with a resource, a quote, a podcast, any pieces of advice that you would love them to take with them.
Oh, this is so nice. I think actually I have a book coming out very soon. I'm so excited. So if you want some recipes, and it's very skin and gut health and digestion focused. So if you want to look more into that, that's coming out soon. I don't have an exact date, but very, very soon. So I'm really excited about that. My Instagram is Steph Robinson with 2 N's, and TikTok the same. And I don't know if I have any good quotes that I can think of right now, but I think just focus on the whole picture is my big thing, and listen to your body and just do whatever feels good for you at the end of the day.
I love that. I always say that. So it's good to know that we're aligned on that.
I know. That's why I love you.
Well, thank you for coming on. We've been talking about this for so long, and I hope you guys enjoyed this episode and hopefully have some takeaways. Feel free to DM either Steph or I if you have any questions. She is always there to help. But yeah, that's all.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank you so much for listening to today's episode of Morning Ray. If you liked it, I'd love if you could leave a rating and or review on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, as that is how you can help support the pod. I love you guys so much, and we'll chat soon. Bye, guys.
Lucky Land Casino, asking people, what's the weirdest place you've gotten lucky?
Lucky? In line at the deli, I guess?
Aha, in my dentist's office. More than once, actually.
Do I have to say?
Yes, you do.
In the car before my kids' PTA meeting.
Really?
Yes.
Excuse me, what's the weirdest place you've gotten lucky?
I never win and tell.
Well, there you have it. You can get lucky anywhere, playing at LuckyLandSlots.com. Play for free right now. Are you feeling lucky? No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+. Terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
With Lucky Land Slots, you can get lucky just about anywhere.
Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to... Has anyone seen the bride and groom?
Sorry, we're here. We were getting lucky in the limo and we lost track of time.
No, Lucky Land Casino, with cash prizes that add up quicker than a guest registry.
In that case, I pronounce you lucky.
Play for free at LuckyLandSlots.com. Daily bonuses are waiting. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+. Terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
Dear kids, thank you for all your holiday joy. And thank you for reminding us that December is our favorite month, too. Find something that brings out the kid in you at the Lexus December to Remember sales event. Get offers on select vehicles.
Lease the 2025 NX 250 for $429 a month for 36 months for $39.99 due at signing.
Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer.
Call 1-800-USA-LEXUS for important lease offer and pricing details. Not all customers will qualify. Offer available in Southern area only until January 6, 2025.
You can have it all. Great pay, awesome benefits, a flexible schedule, the chance to grow. At Cox, we're recruiting auto and diesel technicians to join our Mannheim and Fleet Services teams. If you're ready for a new job and want to experience an award-winning workplace, drive your career forward with us. Visit cox.career/autotech to learn more. That's cox.career/autotech.